Greetings, sirs and madams. I'm Seraphic Zero, and we're playing Gundam Battle Operation 2. So this is a match from yesterday. So our group of friends tends to gather on Friday nights. I've been busy the past couple of weeks, but I did manage to catch them this week. So here I'm using the level 1 Zaku Tank, and this is a 300 point cost limit room. Yeah, so everybody you see on our side right now is one of our friends, so yeah, the good thing about these matches is you don't really have to worry about randoms having very different levels of skill or different levels of quality mobile suits available. You pretty much have a lot of control and coordination for all of those things. Yeah, so yeah, I don't play tank mobile suits very often, and that was because, well, in the first game there was a period where the tanks were extremely overpowered, but eventually they just became very difficult to survive in because of their mobility restrictions. But in Gundam Battle Operation 2, there is a little bit of that still. They can't turn around all that fast, and they're sort of easy to flank, but there's a lot of improvements and changes to the tanks. For instance, they can now boost, which makes sense. They have boosters, so you can boost forward and to the sides and back and all that type of stuff, so that increases their mobility tremendously. And you'll see later in the video that tanks can actually quote-unquote kneel, so they can get the damage and defense multiplier the same as every other kind of mobile suit. So the thing about tanks is, while they have low mobility, they have an absolutely awesome amount of firepower. And the Zaku Tank is, well, obviously it's a Zeon mobile suit, and I don't normally play Zeon, but I think between the Gun Tank and the Zaku Tank, I think the Zaku Tank has better weapons. They're just able to combo into each other more easily, and the double MMP-80 is just an excellent weapon. Yeah, I just prefer machine gun weapons over most other things, and it just makes it easy to, mop up enemies when they're damaged, or to just be able to deal damage while you're retreating. Yeah, so the team we're fighting right here is actually pretty tough. They're... oh crap, right over his shoulder. Yeah, the thing about cannons in this game is they have a very high amount of arc to the rounds, so it makes it difficult to, predict the trajectory of the shell. Yeah, a lot of times, if you don't have your reticle right on top of somebody, it'll actually just arc over them, and yeah, that's no fun. Okay, so we actually have two Zaku tanks on our team. Oh, okay, so here's where I'm noticing that tanks are able to kneel. So when you kneel, you get attack and defense buffs, and in addition to that, this is added to GBO2. You actually get stun resistance. So things like bazookas and machine guns won't stun you, but you can be, I think you can be stunned by weapons that cause knockdown, like the Zuta's anti-ship rifle, so you want to watch out for that. Okay, well, here comes the Gym Striker. So the enemy team does have two Gym Strikers, I think, and we are all talking over Discord, so as soon as I saw that Striker, I called out for help from my team, and they immediately closed in on the Striker and just melted him. So yeah, that's very good teamwork right there, so I really appreciate these guys. Okay, so, oops, yeah, kind of messed up my weapon cycle right there. Okay, so you'll see on that, ooh, damn. Yeah, you'll see on that little nest right there, there's a Zaku cannon, and he's actually my rival in the match, and he's actually really good. He makes very good use of the high ground right there, and he actually does a tremendous amount of damage to my team. I probably should have spent more time counter-sniping him or something like that. Yeah, so back in the day, the preferred combo for tanks is to use the main cannon to stun, and then combo into the airburst round. which the airburst round doesn't cause damage, but it basically... crap. Yeah, I missed that shot too. Yeah, so the airburst round, it just does damage over a wide area, and it actually does pretty high damage, but it looks like in this game, a lot of support mobile suits have very long ready times for all of their weapons, so it makes it very difficult for them to combo into anything. And what I'm finding here is that the airburst round, it kind of takes too much time to ready, so I can't really combo with it. By the time it's ready, the enemy is outside of their stun state already, and they're already moving again, so you kind of have to re-aim. Oops, sorry Salty. Yeah, Salty's in the ground Gundam, and I accidentally shot him in the back. Okay, so there's one Dom here. Yeah, Salty got a kill with the beam rifle, very good shot. Okay, here's that Gem Striker again. Okay, managed to catch him in the foot. Okay, he is almost dead. And here's the trouble with knocking down assault type mobile suits. When they get up, they have invincibility frames, and that pretty much gives them free reign to reposition, so be careful about that. Yeah, so right there, the enemies all, yeah, so my entire team all watched that Gem Striker charge at me, and they're like, "We'll save you, Zero." And then I just spun around and killed him myself, so I said, yeah, I'll just save myself, thanks. Oh, dang. Yeah, so I think I did have a clear shot on that Dom, but I think Rob managed to tank that shell for him, so that was really unfortunate. Yeah, this team is actually very good at using cover. Oh, crap. Okay, so that was an artillery strike. I think it was aimed at Guang because, yeah, his tank was just destroyed. Mine took about half health, but I did manage to survive the artillery strike, thankfully. Okay, this Gem Striker is just very aggressive, but he's not really working with his team very well. It's very dangerous for assault types to just run out on their own because they get surrounded and stun locked to death, like, really easy. Yeah, and he seems to be a really big fan of doing that. Oh, I didn't know tanks get cut in half. Yeah, so he tends to just charge in and then approach using a tackle, because, you know, tackles are both free damage and invincibility frames, so it's a pretty safe way to approach. The only thing that's dangerous about it is that it does redline your boosters, so yeah, it is a very good way for assault types to approach. Yep, got my revenge, bitch. Okay, so yeah, I just received my first death, and we're approaching the last few seconds of the match. Yeah, so right here I'm kneeling, so I do have crouching protection from this Dom's attacks. I believe that that knockdown attack would have knocked me down, but I tackled out of it, so we're good. Okay, that's time. Let's see how we did. Okay, the team won. We had a pretty balanced team composition here. Okay, so we had about a 3,000 point lead. Salty got the highest score. I got the most support kills or support points. Guang did most damage. Yeah, he's actually. I think Guang was just doing a better job of positioning, and just I think he has much better aim than I do. And you see, my rival here is the Zaku Cannon, and he was doing fantastic. So, despite my team doing a lot better, like, he actually outperformed me, like, individually. Yeah, so, like, major props to him. Yeah, it's always fun having strong opponents. Yeah, I think the entire night I never managed to kill any of my rivals. Alright guys, so that's a match from one of our Friday matches. It's always nice being able to play with friends, so yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time.